This sound like Quill. This sound like Quill.
Yeah, take off in a demon like it's stolen, yeah. Gotta execute the plan, yeah, with the chosen, yeah. Whoa, take off in a demon like it's stolen, yeah. Gotta execute the plan, yeah, with the chosen, yeah. Give me a reason, pull up, swerve on them. I'm in the demon, doing donuts in the SRT. Two-tone, hit the red button, I'm gone. Pretty little baby, red bone. Oh yeah, get up out of my way. I'm in my zone. I'm switching up lanes. I'm cutting you out. I'm a demon. Different color for every season. Oh, I'm run it up. Now I'm gone.
This sound like Quill.
You are the chosen one. You can do anything you put your mind to. You put your mind to. Yeah. You are the chosen one. You can do anything you put your mind to. Put your mind to. Yeah. Take off in a demon like it's stolen. Like it's stolen. Gotta execute the plan, yeah, with the chosen, yeah. Whoa, take off in a demon like it's stolen, yeah. Gotta execute the plan, yeah, with the chosen, yeah.
This sound like Quill.
Pull up in the Challenger, you don't wanna challenge us. Ooh, yeah. Pull up in the Challenger, but you don't wanna challenge us. You know, landed on Pluto. You know she's hot, rich fro. Blown on gas, Sicko. 150 on the dash, we go. Money on go, be smoke. Stick to the script, G-code. Ooh, I run it up, and I'm gone.
This sound like Quill.
You are the chosen one. You can do anything you put your mind to. You put your mind to. Yeah. You are the chosen one. You can do anything you put your mind to. Yeah, take off in a demon like it's stolen, yeah. Gotta execute the plan, yeah, with the chosen, yeah. Whoa, take off in a demon like it's stolen, yeah. Gotta execute the plan, yeah, with the chosen, yeah.
This sound like Quill.
Peace, love, and law family. I'd like to welcome each and every last one of you right now to In God We Trust Academy podcast. And we give thanks for each and every last one of you and your participation. For tonight, man, we're going to talk about some things, man. Today, power to the people, RIP to Robert Brooks as well. And we're going to just speak on the weight of the situation. And for you to understand your power so you don't feel so useless as if all we have to do is just watch. So I'm going to speak on some things tonight to just give you more insight on a lot of things that we do and see happen on these social media websites and things like that. And, since everything is recorded and things of that nature, right? But we're going to jump into that in just a few minutes. But right now, man, I just want you guys to fully tune in with me right now tonight And you could be doing anything, but you're choosing to tune in. So I promise you, you're definitely going to learn something the longer you stick around. But until then, yo, let's vibe.
Wicked is out of Soprano, you niggas know me. Wicked is out of Soprano, you niggas know me.
Kick your games, bitch your flow. Can't fuck with this top dog shit though. Kick your games, bitch your flow. Can't fuck with this top dog shit though. Kick your games, bitch your flow. Can't fuck with this top dog shit though. Kick your games, bitch your flow. Can't fuck with this top dog shit though.
Wish I could see Haile Selassie. Maybe my sovereignty will still be mine. If all the gangs in the world unify, we stand a chance against the military tonight. I said we stand a chance against the military tonight. I said we stand a chance against the military tonight.
Babylon, Babylon. At my window, all I see is Babylon. On the news, all I see is Babylon. And all niggas do is just Babylon. Money and hoes, more money and hoes. If I sold dope, I'd have plenty of flows. I was from the projects like J-Rock. I would've more than likely slang rocks. All my life, I done been around Crips and Bloods, Pimps and Thugs. Just to name a few. I do drugs, mama say it's in my blood, but she don't know what the fuck I've been through. To creep through the back door, the typical black boy in the good old USA. Before I push rhymes like Wade, I used to wanna play for the NBA. Fuck I'm doing talking about pineal gland, ancient ways of Sumerians. Ain't nothing wrong with a righteous man. That's why I had to write this, man. For my niggas on the corner selling water to somebody daughter, fluctuating prices, man. I ain't got no gavel, I ain't tryna fight nobody battle. I just wanna be free. I ain't tryna be nobody chattel. Nobody chattel. Nobody chattel. Nobody chattel. Nobody chattel.
Wish I could see Haile Selassie. Maybe my sovereignty will still be mine. If all the gangs in the world unify, we stand a chance against the military tonight. I said we stand a chance against the military tonight. I said we stand a chance against the military tonight.
Them AK clips, they extra peel. Smoking on some of that extra kill. Purple Urkel, that Jaleel. I put that on everything. If we could link up every gang, and niggas is willing to bear the pain, we put the White House lights out today.
Okay, KK.
We mobbing like we the black KKK. Don't forget my AKA Mayday. P on your PhD or your AA. Hey, dear Barack, I know you're just a puppet, but I'm giving you props. You're lying to the public like it ain't nothing, and I just love it, I hope it don't stop. I don't give a damn, nigga, bang that block. I don't give a fuck, nigga, bang that Glock. I seen an image of Hitler in the picture when the Twin Towers dropped. Peep the concept, you got progress, you got Congress. We protest in hopes they confess. Just proceed on your conquest. I ain't got no gavel, I ain't finna fight nobody battle. I just wanna be free. I ain't finna be nobody chattel. Nobody chattel. Nobody chattel. Nobody chattel.
Wish I could see Haile Selassie. Maybe my sovereignty will still be mine. If all the gangs in the world unify, we stand a chance against the military tonight. I said we stand a chance against the military tonight. I said we stand a chance against the military tonight.
Extra pills, extra pills. Nose kinda ring like sofa ring. My baby needs something for me. So bags get stuff like Oprah Green. Pull around, come back, oh for real. Top blue off low fuzz and tea. Get lined up like homeless me. Feel like if in the hobby and homeless feel. Okay. Don't try to stop and get in my way. You'll get stumped like a Broadway play. AK melee, make it obey, okay? Feel my pain, going insane. I'm ashamed, cause I ain't got shit but an EBT card from a fiend that owe me innocent her daughter name. How the fuck is they supposed to eat? How the fuck am I supposed to eat? Got a nigga in the streets, no healthcare, trying to slang weed till I put shoes on their feet. So fuck you don't give a fuck about me. Can't get a job if they drug test me. Got a nigga stressed up, pressed, got a feel out of his chest in a world stripped of happiness. I ain't got no gavel, I ain't tryna fight nobody back. I just wanna be free, I ain't finna be nobody chat. Nobody chat, nobody chat,
Man, shout out to Ab-Soul, man. Definitely an old Ab-Soul vibe. For those of y'all don't know, Ab-Soul, used to be with the Black Hippie group with Kendrick Lamar, and all of them, right? But yeah, Absol is the reason why you don't. Absol is a very great rapper. You know J Rock. You know probably heard of Kendrick, but you heard that song, then that's why you don't hear much about Absol. Because of the things that he talks about and things like that, right? Dope artist though. But yeah, man, you guys already know the deal, man. Like, share, and subscribe with us, man. You know we on all of these different channels. We are on YouTube, In God We Trust Academy, on Twitch as well. We on Facebook, and you can follow me, Eric Ingombe, on Facebook. Follow me also on TikTok as Turban Swag or MNRP619 2020 to be locked in with us, yo. Alrighty, man. So, man, I like what I'm gonna say tonight. This needs to be shared, like right now. I know people watching the football games and shit like that, but I feel like something happened that should have more of our attention. And I think that if we understood our power, we wouldn't feel like we're just helpless. You know what I mean? So I just really want to be able to put this out there to you guys today. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about Robert Brooks. And we're going to talk about the power of the people. What can be done in this situation? We're going to speak on the laws that were violated in this situation. We're going to speak on about, you know, just all the different things that we're constantly watching, of all the violations that constantly violates the public trust in so many different ways, and how these things need to be addressed, right? So we need to literally let's talk about this, right? I feel like you know, education can start from things like this. People need to understand something, right, about how and what we can do with this matter, right? So, you know, first and foremost, man, just, you know, have a complete silence for the individual sometime for today, because again, I always feel like everything happens for a reason. I feel like those people probably been doing what they've been doing for like a very long time. And yeah, they felt like they were gonna go home, and well, they probably did go home that day. They rested and they went to sleep and enjoyed their children and went home to their wives or whatever, as if they're just the cleanest individual that walks the earth, as they think, or whatever the case may be. I don't know, but they did go home, right? And I feel like they're still getting to go home. And what I don't like about a lot of these situations is it's crazy, because a police officer has in his power at a point of time to decide in a life or death, whether a life or death situation that could spring from a freaking traffic stop. Or, you know, it's a lot of stuff, man. Like I seen one the other day where I don't know if it was a traffic stop or whatever. Something happened and somebody was getting picked up. So they was on the side of the road. The individual was running. The police shot the shit out the guy, like for no reason. He was like, "Oh, you got a gun?" He was like, "I don't got a gun. I got a phone." And he shot him. And then all you could hear the officer saying, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry." And it's like, bro, look at the weight of this situation that we deal with every single day. Some of it is shown out more to the public than others. But at the same time, you still get a chance to actually see it, some shape, form, or fashion, right? And like I say, man, it's a scary thing to see. And it looked like soulless people, like I just really want to know, like, how far to an extent do you think that you can put your hands or beat somebody, yo? You know what I'm saying? To the point of where they're unconscious. Unconscious is being unconscious. You damn near to the next thing to death. The right hit, it could cause you to go into a state of coma forever. Sometimes not even come out of it. Going into a deeper state of being like, it's a lot. But my point in me saying that is, it's like, that was kind of, I mean, it was hard to watch, yo, because it's like the individual had no care for a life. And like, I'm sitting there looking at it and I'm like, how is it the next individual that's sitting there at the door watching, like, okay with that? Like, how are you okay with an individual being harmed to that extent? You know what I'm saying? And then we have to understand too that, like, this is what you guys consider to have the public trust in, right? And it's what's even more scarier is people asked, what did he do? And it's like, what the fuck you mean, what did he do? The dude got handcuffs. No matter what, you're dealing with the justice system. There's no line that they should cross in the violation of an individual rights, because especially if they're in the midst of serving their time. Like, they're already been charged, they already been sentenced, and now they're serving the time, right? So that individual still has a right to life and liberties and things of that nature that it still has intact. Doesn't lose every damn thing. It might lose its freedom of being able to locomotion away from the prison, but far as everything else, I mean, you know, they still have. And to see that people feel like, okay, it's okay, and also let you know what type of people that's in this world too. You got to understand that. You know? And it's like it's like y'all gotta see it though. You gotta see it. You gotta really let that filter into your life to see what is going on, right? So it is what it is. See, y'all keep saying this. Oh, look, this is how I know y'all do not understand stuff. Okay, I hate to say this, but we better be prepared and equipped to come January at the change, because they want to say that officers already got immunities. You do know that, right? I hope y'all know that they already got it. There's nothing. That's the point of having it. And you're going to learn something today. So I want you guys to stick around because they already have immunities. That's what you need to know. They've been had immunity since the Constitution was in place. That's first. All right? They got immunities. So y'all can stop saying that. That lets me know that people don't read or understand the law. You don't understand the Constitution, etc. The immunities exist as long as they are fully operating within the capacity of their job. If they step out and infringe or act outside of their charter in any shape, form, or fashion, they automatically lose immunities. There is nothing there to cover them. That will always be so. Same thing for judges or anybody else that's in the operating of a public service job. They automatically have immunities as long as they are fully operating within the capacity of their seat, of their titles, their positions, of their job. If they do anything outside of that, they lose immunities. So for you guys to think that, that's just how I know y'all believe any damn thing. Y'all just let them tell you, and it's TV shit. Turn the TV off and read it, and you will find out they already got it. They already got it. It's when they cause harm and violate and infringe upon people's rights is when they lose it. But if the people is not aware of that, and if the people don't assert that right, then that's the problem, right? But the whole thing is just like it's crazy because like I say, like people don't have the knowledge of what needs to be done. right? The people needs to have knowledge of what needs to be done, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to vibe for a little bit more, for a little quick second. And after this song, we're going to dive deep into everything that has happened, all right, based upon what they have done, what laws did they break when it comes to Robert Brooks as well and his family, and also of the people, because they also cause harm against the public trust. And we're going to speak on that and what to actually do and what can be done when we see these things, instead of us just being able to sit here watching. Something better that we can do than holding up sticks as well. So I'm going to show you that as well. So it is going to come. All right. Thank you.
What it's like for a nigga like me, living out his backpack every night, needed a new place to sleep. But this is now, nigga. 1's for the money, 2 for the bitch ass, 3 to get ready, cause I feel I finally did it. 4's for the jealous rapper mad because he finished. Turn that motherfucker to a critic, man, I got so much shit up on my plate, dog. I was hanging on them corners late, pockets wasn't straight, bitch. I ain't gon' make it at this rate, dog. Know what I'm saying, nigga? Praying up to God, just hoping that he hear, nigga. I know the world got more problems and it's much bigger, but I figured I get some shit up off my chest. So all my niggas I would die for, load my pistol up, go out and war for. To all my niggas that'll never make it out the streets, fucking keep going hard, don't let them see you weak. To all my niggas first time stepping in the pen, read a book and exercise, keep your spirit in. To all my niggas that's gon' fuck around and die today, take our hats off, bow our heads and let us pray. Just wanna say, hey, bless my nigga, bless my nigga. Really think about it, could be worse, my nigga. Don't stress, my nigga. Yes, my nigga. We all blessed, my nigga. Stay blessed, my nigga. Bless my nigga. Really think about it, could be worse, my nigga. Don't stress, my nigga. Yes, my nigga. We all blessed, my nigga. Now how the fuck I'm supposed to say this? You see, my nigga just lost a son while I'm here hugging on my daughter. I grip her harder, kiss her on the head as I cry for a bit. Thinking of some bullshit to tell him like, it'll be okay, you'll be straight, it'll be alright. Man, fuck that shit, whatever you need, yo, I got it. Whether it's money or some weed, I'm putting in work, fuck it, then I'm riding. You know what's up, and now a nigga couldn't stick around. Told myself that after y'all moved that I'd be a fucking fool to be living by the street rules. Fuck police tattoos, that happens when you ditch school. But anyway, keep the faith, stay strong, bruh. Remain solid, bruh. Keep playing ball, cause it's the only way about it, bruh. A nigga proud of ya. Tell Floyd to enjoy his newborn seed, I have whatever it needs. We the last of a dying breed, live like smoke trees. See how far we come, but most I'm sorry for your son. Stay blessed, my nigga. Bless my nigga. Really think about it, could be worse, my nigga. Don't stress, my nigga. Yes, my nigga. We all blessed, my nigga. Stay blessed, my nigga. Bless my nigga. Really think about it, could be worse, my nigga. Don't stress, my nigga. Yes, my nigga. We all blessed, my nigga.
And you ain't gotta shed no tear. I'll be everywhere, but I'll always be right here. I ain't forgot those years. I'll be everywhere, but I'll always be right here.
This is why Kendrick Lamar the best.
Living in a premature place. Wait, never grow to see the pearly gates. Break, every time a bullet detonate. Dates of obituary carry crates of a scary picture with a family member that relate to you in December. You was finna pin another case on your record in a stolen expedition. Play it safe as the record spinning. You was hearing angels entertain. Every point intended that was wicked coming from your brain. Recognize you listen and you didn't hit the block and aim. That's because the minute after you had knew you would be slain. Open up another chapter in the book and read it game. Story of a gun clapper really trying to make a change. Everybody ain't blessed, my nigga. Yes, my nigga, you're blessed. Take advantage, do your best, my nigga. Don't stress. You was granted everything inside this planet. Anything you imagine, you possess, my nigga. You reject these niggas that neglect your respect for the progress of a baby step, my nigga. Step, step, my nigga. 1, 2, skip, skip, back, back. Look both ways, pull it off the hip. Blast at anybody say that you can't flip this crack into rap music. Every other zip is a track. Get used to it, get it off quick. Come back, give back to the city you built. That's that. Don't trip, see money, fuck niggas, dog. It ain't nothing but a bunch of fuck niggas, dog. In a minute, everybody go be winning. Put a little faith in it, then recognize that we all bless, my nigga. Bless, my nigga. Really think about it, could be worse, my nigga. Don't stress, my nigga. Yes, my nigga. We all bless, my nigga. Stay blessed, my nigga. Bless, my nigga. Really think about it, could be worse, my nigga. Don't stress, my nigga.
You know why most people don't like
We all bless, my nigga.
Kendrick, the ones that don't like him? The reason why you don't like him is because, bro, he gets to be himself. He gets to speak about good things and righteous things. And it still gets heard and played everywhere. And everybody don't get a chance to do that. See, we always wanted to have what we could consider conscious music or etc. Well, there you have it. And you get it in its finest form to where it has been voted Grammys and all kind of different stuff, man. Ain't God good. Alrighty, but let's carry on, man. Robert Brooks, man. Rest in power to Robert Brooks. So the situation here, as we have seen, what we call brutality. That's exactly what it is. So we're dealing with brutality. And so what happens here? Let's talk about the laws being broken. First of all, the 8th Amendment violation, the use of excessive force. So the U.S. Constitution prohibits cruel and unusual punishment under the 8th Amendment. The brutal beating of a handcuffed inmate is a clear violation of this also constitutional right, right? We also have to look at when the Supreme Court proceeding Hudson versus Miller in 1992 established that prison officials cannot use excessive physical force against inmates even in non-lethal situations. Non-lethal situations. Deprivations of civil rights. So deprivation here, right? Because the federal law makes it a crime for any person acting under a color of law, such as correctional officers, to deprive an individual of constitutional rights. The assault on Robert Brooks within himself violates this particular statute. So now his family has the right to seek things under 18 U.S.C. 242, deprivation of civil rights. But it's something else in there. So there could be conspiracy and things going on that they could also be caught up in, since there is a gang of them, right? And since we got to witness, we witnessed ourselves the beating, etc., of this individual right before he has lost his life. We all that have laid eyes on it is a witness. That's the thing. We all witnessed it. We just witnessed together, right? A full-blown murder. And the only thing I could say is this, like, if let's say if this puts out the other way around, and it was a group of men causing harm to an officer in the same manner, bro, they would be locked up so fast. It would not be no without pay. None of that shit. And I want you to look at that. The extent of how they move with that. Wrap your mind around that too, right? So this is also considered manslaughter or homicide, right? Depending on the outcome of the investigation, the correctional officer involved could face charges of manslaughter, right? Manslaughter or second-degree murder under New York penal law if their actions are found to have directly caused Brooks' death. Directly caused. See that, and this is the thing about court, y'all. It's the proof of everything. So it has to be that their direct cause of beating on him, right? You see what I'm saying? Direct cause. So they're going to have to show and prove that. And I want you to understand, because this is why I told you. I told you this year we was going to get real deep into court and stuff like that to understand, because you have to prove intent. So did they willfully intend to harm him? Yes, that is true. But did they willfully intend to murder him or commit manslaughter? Then that means now we have to prove that some direct hit, some direct thing that they did caused the death. Without that, we could lose those two things. Right? So drop some ones for me if you understand what I'm telling you right now, because that's very important for you to know. Right? Drop some ones. Yeah, let me know, because that's very important for you to know. All right. Now, they have to, because remember, willful intent. So I know now things could be a little shaky based upon things that could be played with here. I mean, like, why was he in that particular room in the first place? Did they bring him from some particular place to there and he was already harmed at first by the neck? Or is it where we seen him jacking him up by his neck? See what I'm saying? And then we got to deal with the coroner, who has to deal with basically almost the time of death. So all of this has to come into play, that in order for this to fold out the way that you really wanted to, see, that's just why it's very important that we understand law and understand what we're hearing and seeing at the same time. Because what you're seeing is like, oh, okay, wow, they beat him and he died, and that's murder. But then you got this, oh, well, it has to be directly tied that this particular hit or blow or struggle or force is what caused the death, right? Now, they also could be in failure to provide medical assistance, neglect by nurse and other staff members in providing immediate medical care, violates both professional ethics and statutory obligations to ensure the safety and welfare of inmates under their care, right? So it also violates the civil rights law of the state law, too, which would be New York Civil Rights Law. Section 79, which establishes rights to individuals in state custody. Violations such as excessive force or neglect can lead to state-level civil liability. Now, it just said civil, and that's just civil liability. See, and this is a form of criminal intent, because they started acting outside of their particular authority. So now they're doing things at their own means and not of and within the law. And when they start doing that, then now they're fully held responsible for any and all things. Now, if they find this to be targeted as a form of race or something like that, then that's where Title 6 of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which prohibits racial discrimination and things like that, will also fall into place as well. So these are just things that we automatically have to understand, right? That is the overall perspective of the situation that we watch happen. And that's where we start at. Now, what does it look like to the people? So now we spoke on it in behalf of Robert Brooks, like what would be for him and his family. But in the situation for the people, it is about the public trust. Right? So it is an abuse of power. So correctional officers are entrusted to maintain order and safety. Did they promote safety today in watching that? Not to inflict harm. When they use their authority to abuse inmates, it undermines the integrity of the justice system and public confidence in correctional institutions. So now, see, it's not only that, even the actual particular state or county, whatever, New York, they can be sued. And the reason why is because, one, you hired these people and you were supposed to be fully training them, and your lack of training has caused a death. So that's one thing they could be held responsible for, which also means that we could also do, well, we're going to get into that in a minute, but it's something else that we could also do in relations of to questioning their authority based upon their actions and what gives them the power. What do they derive their authority to beat and etc., right? So we have to understand that. We're going to get to that part. So this is also erosion of accountability, delay in taking corrective action, and systematic issues revealed by the case, such as the lack of accountability with the correction system. And this failure diminishes trust in government oversight. But not only that, guys, you witnessed this. The minute you became a witness to it and understanding you by you seeing it, then there are certain things that you can hold these people accountable to, because what? All of them are working for the people. For the people. So the question is right now, how does the people feel about what has taken place? That's what we got to ask ourselves now. Anybody? How do the people feel? Absolutely. All laws are supposed to favor the people. So how do you feel about what you witnessed, though? And that's the thing. So there's also what you consider system corruption, right? This incident highlights a broader culture of violence and impunity with prisons, wherein such acts are allowed to persist. It signals systematic corruption and negligence by state officials, which again, we could question these type of authorities. But as long as they're not fully questioning all overall whole and the full investigation of it, then there's nothing going to ever be done. So the people said they feel violated. They're pissed. They're upset. They've never seen something of this act. And again, like I said, thank God the cameras, thank God for social media, but at the same time, bro, we wouldn't have never seen no shit like that growing up without internet stuff like that. And it probably would have never even been talked about if cameras, the way they got cameras and technology is today, we wouldn't have never known. You know? So that's another thing. So the state has a duty to uphold human rights and protect individuals in its custody. The state failure to prevent such incidents calls into question its ability to fulfill its obligations to the public. So this violates the public trust. We can actually have people removed. That even goes to the warden. They can be removed because everything happened under his authority. Does this authority derive from him that they do this to inmates, etc.? And if so, that's a violation of the trust. That's usurping powers that you do not have. And there are certain ways we can have you removed from these type of seats, right? It's just things you guys can do, right? Damage to the justice system credibility. Cases like this erode public trust in the rule of law. If inmates cannot rely on the justice system to protect their basic right, it reflects poorly on the broader principles of fairness and justice in society, which literally means, well, if things don't go the way they're supposed to, then the people have the right to abort the government. You know? It's the truth. So what is our powers, right? So now that we understand the charges and things like that that could be against them or the things that they have done, then, you know, we're going to speak on some of our powers. that we have, and what are certain things that we can do, and we just have to take ourselves in a better place, yo. And that just literally means we gotta start studying, staying on it to understand how to move when these type of situations happen. Because there needs to be something that can be done immediately. Right? That's real. And I hope y'all get that. Hope that you guys get that, y'all.
Close on Sunday. You my Chick-fil-A. Close on Sunday. You my Chick-fil-A. Hold the selfies. Put the gram away. Get your family. Y'all hold hands and pray. When you got daughters, always keep them safe. Watch out for vipers. Don't let them indoctrinate. Closed on Sunday. You my Chick-fil-A. You're my number one. With the lemonade, raise our sons. Train them in the faith through temptations. Make sure they're wide awake. Follow Jesus. Listen and obey. No more living for the culture, we nobody's slave. Stand up for my home. Even if I take this walk alone, I bow down to the King upon the throne. My life is his, I'm no longer my own. I pray to God that he'll strengthen my hand. They will think twice stepping onto my land. I draw the line, it's written in the sand. Try me and you will see that I ain't playing. Now, back up off my family, move your hands. I got my weapons in the spirit's land. Jezebel don't even stand a chance. Jezebel don't even stand a chance.
Yo, yo, yo. Another one of the great songs from old Yeezy, man. I rock with that song a lot, man. For sure, for sure. But yo, man, listen. It's something to think about, yo. That what has transpired here today, or well, this past week. And time and things that has went on, the things that we have seen. So what can be done here? There can be people can do a petition to the federal investigation, to the U.S. Department of Justice, to investigate the Robert Bush case and the systematic abuses within the New York Department of Corrections under the Civil Rights of Institutionalized Persons Act. And they can call for a full investigation into violations of 18 U.S.C. 242 and the systematic culture of violence, right? And also demand federal oversight of New York's correctional facilities to prevent future abuses as well. So the platform you could do that at, well, that could be done in the Department of Justice, or start a petition on certain forms of platforms. But again, it's always better to go en route to the actual public servants. Put them on their feet and make people get to work is what needs to be done, right? So we also want to petition for independent oversight of correctional facilities. That can be done. So you can submit certain things to the legislature as people in forms of correction of that. We can petition for the prosecutions of the offenders. So we can demand immediate criminal charges against correctional officers and staff involved in the Roberts Brooks death as well. So we can request this by the Attorney General office to expedite the prosecution and ensure justice. But as you can see, the Attorney General has already released the particular thing, and anyway, the video for that particular reason, because I know they on their ass. All right, big time. Okay, so you can do a the next thing can be done is there could be petition for victim restitution and family support. We can also petition for any body cameras and all public transparency as well. But the main thing is to understand this. The main powerful tool that we have is a quo warranto. And a quo warranto is a legal tool the public can use to challenge the authority of officials, institutions, or entities that act beyond their lawful powers or violate Constitution and public trust, right? So this is how we can use it. And I'm saying this because that's all we see. We witness a lot of unconstitutional things. We witness a lot of laws being broken, right? So what can we do? What can we do? The quo warranto is for Latin, means by what authority. So that's why I said we want to know, where did they derive the authority from? It is a legal action that demands an official or entity demonstrate their lawful authority to act in specific capacity or enforce certain actions. So we want to know, where do you get it? That's why I say when we feel like somebody is sitting there holding a job for so long, or we don't like the way certain things are going, then guess what? We, the people, have the right to do in a petition. And this petition can be in the form of quo warranto. And we can make them answer, and if they don't, then we can they don't answer in the correct manner or show proof of their authority, then they can and will be removed. Which also, once that means they violated their authority, it can lead to other criminal charges. Right? So this beats marching with sticks, yo. So before y'all get to protesting in New York and stuff like that, yo, it's something way more powerful that you got in your hands to do. Okay, so that means that this is the purpose is to question whether a public officer or institution is acting within powers granted to them by law and Constitution. So we can address the abuse of power, violation of constitutional rights, public corruption or misconduct, and unconstitutional policies or practices. This is the power that the quo warranto has. Right? Quo warranto, and we have to understand. See, the social media here lately is highlighting the widespread of constitutional violations that we see all the time. And all we see is things of excessive force by law enforcement. We seeing a systematic of corruption in our government constantly every single day. You get on there, you see it. We see disregard to due process of law and civil rights, and we see abuse of the public trust, right? Like taxation, incarceration, and also certain forms of like surveillances and stuff, right? So when we do a quo warranto, this makes them have to compel to answer to the things that they are doing. So these exposures provide the evidence necessary to bring a quo warranto actions and challenge their unlawful acts. So again, every time we see this, and they think they can't be touched because, well, they feel like the people don't know shit. I mean, I really watched the police officer say, "You don't know the law like me. You don't interpret it like me," or some shit like that. It was wild. Like, yeah, he was one of them ones that you probably could flip on his head so fast. But yeah, I'm just saying it was wild just to see that. But my point is, once people understand the power of Quo Warranto, we don't have to just sit and watch. We can hold people accountable. Right? We can hold people accountable. But see, this is the problem, y'all. Right now. If I would have put on here, and I should have did that, but I don't like clickbait. But if I would have put on here birth certificate, $5 million, or come learn how to get your money now. Or I would have put I'm showing you how to do 1099 taxes right now, get 100,000, 200,000. Man, we would have over 200 something plus people like just constantly in and out and watching at all times. But the fact that we're speaking on something of this nature, and this is why the country is in the shape that it's in, because you don't care about what it means. See, and look, this is what you don't understand. This is how I know people. Let me show you. Somebody just said, I sent a Quo Warranto for speeding ticket to the judge. That's not where you send it. He didn't answer. He's not supposed to answer. He ain't supposed to say shit. That's the thing. So what you should do is read the rules and procedure in your state according to due process on how to do a Quo Warranto. And then do it. You can't do something out of what is specified for something to be done. You have to do it in this correct manner. You know what I'm saying? But yes, everybody would be in here for sure if I had that up as the title. And my point is, that's the problem. It's the problem. Everybody's willing to chase the money without understanding the rules to the game. And then you fall into violations, and now you need to understand the rules of the game because your ass in trouble now. That's the point. But it tells you how to do this, right? So we the people can use the actual Quo Warranto. On state level, Quo Warranto, individuals can file in their state, in their state court to challenge the authority of state or local officials violating right or public trust. So that means it has to be filed in the form of a civil complaint. Right? And we also, for an example, we can challenge a sheriff or mayor implementing unconstitutional policies, right? On the federal level, Quo Warranto, we can file in the federal court to challenge federal officials or actions that exceed lawful authority. So we could challenge federal agencies enforcing unconstitutional mandates, such as you putting on them damn masks and having to get the damn shot and all that stuff that they did y'all. You could have did a Quo Warranto and they have to do none of that stuff. But no, you don't know the law. So many people have transitioned from the ignorance of us not knowing. Right? Demand accountability from officials. Invoke Quo Warranto to require officials or agencies to prove their authority under the law. So the question, unconstitutional enforcement of laws or policies such as excessive surveillance programs, misuse of tax funds, and police abuse or illegal detention as well. Guess what? We can use everything here on social media is evidence. We can collect and present publicly available evidence, videos, documents, and testimonies that demonstrate constitutional violation and misuse of the public trust. We can use this evidence to strengthen the legal argument for the Quo Warranto actions. So all those little police videos that y'all be seeing and these people go about doing their stuff, like they be taking people's stuff without what? A warrant? Bro, we can do a Quo Warranto on just about over 90% of the officers I done seen on here take shit from people. And I'm serious when I say that because there is due process of law. They have to do it. So if we do that, it changes stuff. They will be compelled to have to answer. And then if they find that they're operating unconstitutionally, then this could be considered to be a war upon the people in certain ways, and then they can be held to commits of crime, to violating civil rights, and also acting under colorable law, doing certain things under conspiracy. They could be in racketeering based upon a lot of stuff. Like, I'm just saying, like, the more we go in and dive into this, we can hold them accountable. And I promise you, this beats marching with some sticks. You will make people move and have to do something. They can't just sit there. You going out there hollering and screaming, the only thing they got to do is send the very same people that you don't want to be around, which is the police, to sit up there and try to control you, when the matter is dealing with the police. Do you understand how crazy that is? I'm for real. Do you understand how crazy that is? And that some of these people are like super great friends with the individual who commits the act. And then they put them amongst you, and they fully believe that their fellow employees are correct. And then there you are, out there being controlled by them in an act of protesting. Yeah, what that look like, right? So legal authority for quo warranto here. The Constitution provides the framework for lawful authority. The quo warranto actions can enforce compliance with the constitutional principles. Violation of the 1st, 4th, 5th, 8th, and 14th Amendment are often key areas where quo warranto applies. So under the federal statutes, 28 USC 1651, the All Writs Act, federal courts have the power to issue writs, including quo warranto, to compel government actors to stay within their lawful authority. All right, state quo warranto statutes. Most states have specific laws governing quo warranto actions can be filed. For example, New York quo warranto can be filed under civil practice law and rules, right? So that would be how it would need to be filed, under civil practice law and rules. Right? So now California quo warranto actions are regulated under the California Code of Civil Procedures, Section 803. And so is Alabama. Alabama is under civil procedures, right? So challenge quo warranto can address police misconduct and overreach. So it challenged the authority of officers violating constitutional protections, as well as excessive force that happens, unconstitutional policies. We can question local or state laws that infringe on constitutional rights, such as restrictions on freedom of speech, or, well, you having to put a damn mask on, stuff like that. Unlawful mandates or executive orders. Also, judicial overreach. Hold judges accountable for actions exceeding their lawful power, such as mismanagement of court proceedings, violations of due process. Right? Corrupt public officials. Demand proof of lawful authority from officials involved in corruptions or abuse of power. Right? That is what we have the right to do. So we have to make sure that we gather all of the evidence. And once we gather the evidence, put it all together, we can draft us a full petition, right, of all the unconstitutional and unlawful things that they have. We can file in the appropriate court. All right. Make sure we get the public advocacy so we can use the social media, news networks, and things of that way. And we can demand remedies through court. Right. So as the power that we have as the people, we can coalitions and file quo warrantos as a group, amplifying the influences here. We can partner with constitutional lawyers, which would be probably a no, because they would be on some bullshit too, because they're scared. They're in packs. They're in honor to certain clubs or certain things that they are in. And, well, the judge is my friend, or, oh, I played golf with the judge, or, oh, I know the judge. That little buddy thing type, you know? So and in order to do that, that is the reason why every trial has to go through a grand jury. Because of the buddy thing. They knew it would exist. So they put the power in the people's hand to make and decide, not into the actual judge or any of these people. That's the whole entire point, right? So the impact of a court warrant forces transparency and accountability in government operation. It protects the constitutional rights from erosion by unlawful action and restores the public trust by demonstrating that officials can be held accountable. That is the power that we have, straight up. And I hope you guys understand that, right? So if you need or want to know more about that, then take your time and go research quo warranto. And when you do, make sure you take in. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you take it in. Take your time and read it. All right? Because we can't lose to this, right? If we take this and start, that's why I said we could sit in courtrooms and watch stuff all day long. And if we see a judge violate a court proceeding that we got to witness and watch, then it's a court warranto. Because we watched it happen. We watched you violate the Constitution. I don't care. It becomes a part. Well, you have to show direct injury. Well, you gave an oath to the people. I'm sitting here watching you perform a court proceeding without due process of law. Right? You got to think about that. What are we going to do? You know what I'm saying? What are we going to do here is what you got to realize. So, this is what you can do. Vibe with me. Hit the like, share button so you can inform others. That's if you really want to do something about this, though. You know? There is a solution. And this is the solution.
Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Preacher man, don't tell me heaven is under the earth. I know you don't know what life is really worth. It's not all that glitter is gold. Half the story had never been told. So now you see the light. Hey, stand up for your right. Come on, get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Most people think great God will come from the sky, take away everything and make everybody feel high. But if you know what life is worth, you will look for yours on earth. And now you see the light. You stand up for your rights. Yeah. Get up, stand up. Yeah, yeah. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Life is your right. Get up, stand up. So we can't give up the fight. Stand up for your right. Lord, Lord. Get up, stand up. Keep us traveling on. Don't give up the fight. Yeah. We're sick and tired of your ism, schism, game, dine and go to heaven in Jesus' name, Lord. We know and we understand. Almighty God is a living man. You can fool some people sometimes, but you can't fool all the people all the time. So now we see the light. We gonna stand up for our rights. Yeah. So you better get
lot of weird stuff.
And that is the only solution. Real talk. That's the only solution. There is no other. Like right now, to this day, right now at this very moment, you have to make that choice. And if you don't, then you leave it for your posterity to be trampled on. You leave it for your children to be stepped on. And that's just how I feel about it. So does nature, though. Says the same thing. If you don't do something about it, it's just going to keep happening. And I think everybody knows that. And if you were given the right information, etc., what would you actually do here? You know? And that's the reason why I'm telling you guys we do have power to fight. We do have the power to do something. We're seeing all of these different acts happen daily. And a lot of people feel helpless. But like I say, it's so many people that, again, just agree with so much that they're so wrong about. And they're constantly saying that, and it's just like, just reading the comments again, after watching the horrific scene with Robert Brooks or whatever, right? And man, that's a hard thing for a mother, a brother, a father, anybody. It was hard for me to watch, but an individual having to get up to see their child, their son, their relative handled like that, bro, that's a whole different feeling. So what I'm saying is just, you know, like just having to deal with that. Like we got power to do something though. And we have to take initiative of it. We need to study the law. We need to make sure that we act on it. Because that's what the Second Amendment is for. We have the right to form a militia to protect the freedom of the people at all time and liberties. So if it gets to a point to where we start challenging the authority and doing all this type of stuff, and then they're like, well, hell, we can do this because we want to do it. Yeah, we're about to have a situation here. About to have a real situation. And I think that we need to address it in a different light. You know? And that's the only way. And that's the reason why they say civil action is the only action. Because we want to handle this civilly. So we want to address this situation civilly. And if we find a criminal matter in this, then we want justice to be brought forward immediately, right? And if we can't do that, the only result is war. And that's it. We have to fight for your life. Because now you're fighting for the right to live in your freedom. You're fighting for the right of life, right? That's a different, which you do have the right. You have a right to fight or flight. So you can either sit up here and fight for your right, or you can flight and you can abolish the government and completely leave and go to a whole new different country. Or you don't have to literally leave. You can start a whole new government, but you're still going to have to stand up and fight for your rights because they're going to see you as something that, well, they're still going to violate it as much as they can. So that is what we have to do, man. We have to make sure that we stand up and fight for the rights. All right? So I appreciate you guys tonight, man. I hope you guys learned something with us here tonight and how to address this situation, man. Heart goes out to the family of Robert Brooks and that they just, find a peace within this situation. Because, again, like I said, like people asking, like, what's wrong with what did he do? Like, I need to know what happened first. But why because it'll justify, like it's going to justify the beating. There's a justice system here. There's nothing that's going to justify the beating when the grand juror has already made the decision and the sentence was given. Now he must fully be protected within his rights while being held in the facility to serve his time and the obligation that he has to serve for the harm and damages against the people's trust that they have caused. That is how the law works. Anything outside of that is considered to be, well, violation. But if you're willing to let it slide based upon how you feel of what they might have done and that justice shouldn't be upheld at all times, then we might as well act like we in the jungle. And there is no law here. We're just going to go at each other's throat every single solitary day. And then we're going to have, what's the name of that movie where they got a whole day so they're going around commit any freaking crime that they want to. I forgot the name of that movie. But that's what we would have on a daily basis. I looked it up. 1st-degree assault, stabbing his girlfriend. That's cool. I mean, if he did it, but the point is he ended up serving his time. And you still want justice to be carried out. Dude was killed without the right of justice or whatever the case may be. Still doesn't matter. The purge. That's the point of the justice system. Nah, it wasn't. I don't know. I don't really know anything about the dude. The only thing I know is he's handcuffed and he was beat freaking senseless, which is crazy because that's not something that the people who are operating as public servants is supposed to do. No matter what crime the guy may have committed, it doesn't matter. There's a right and just of the system here, and everybody has to be held accountable to the form of law. And if not, then again, he was halfway done with his 12-year sentence. See? There you go. And it's wrong. You know? Man, and the reason why I said it is because we agreed to have a system of justice system here to where the jury decide, and the jury decided, and the judge sentenced, and then he went in there, and it wasn't fully protected. And that didn't happen. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. That's why we can't consider no sin greater than the other. Ever. We can't. We can't consider one greater than the other because they're literally in the same sense. Yes, he was wrong for killing the 12-year-old child that he's serving for, or not the 12-year-old child, but whoever his girlfriend was, excuse me. That he killed, I don't know. Allegedly. I don't know if those, I haven't looked it up myself, so I have to say alleged, so I don't know. But if it did happen, then that was the reason why he's in there. Then he's serving his time for it. But these individuals committed an act of crime against him in the midst of serving his time, which means that the people who is looking for justice, they're not getting their justice now because this individual died before he could fully serve his time. So that actually causes harm to the individuals who are already in grief of this individual. It stopped them as well, which they could also probably seek forms of petition against the state because, well, they don't feel that their justice was received and that caused harm. They didn't receive their full promise here. And that could be considered. And now, if it was a natural cause, then nothing could be said. But the fact that this is caused by the state, where the state injured the individual, yeah, that's a whole different story. So the people did not get their full justice served to them based upon them killing this individual. Or allegedly, let me say that. But so it's deep, man. We have to look at it from all angles. I appreciate you sharing that as well. But yeah, it's really deep on that. So, but again, man, don't forget about our work sessions, Mondays. Look, man, I'm tripping, y'all, already today. Mondays and Wednesday. Mondays 11 a.m. Central Time. Wednesday 6 p.m. Central Time. And we're here talking, reading. We're doing a lot, right? We're sitting up here doing a lot, man. And it's great. Actually, Cornelius, I'm going to send you, I'm done with your stuff, so I'm going to send it to you anyway. But yeah, man, we're doing a lot up in the work sessions, man. So we're pretty far. I got a lot of new things that I want to talk to you guys about coming up. So hopefully you guys will be in attendance in that. And I appreciate you guys. And y'all have a great, wonderful, and beautiful night tonight, man. I am literally about to go enjoy myself as well.
This sound like Quill.